Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Do me a favor before we get started. I need you to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. So, how is everyone today? So, today we're going to talk about investing. But before I get started, do me a favor. If you like the channel, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Also, if you're interested in improving your finances, check out the free newsletter below. So today we're going to talk about investing, and we're going to be reading from this magazine, Investopedia, The 10 Rules of Investing, A Simple Path to Wealth. So this is what we are talking about. And let's get started. Now, before I get started, I do want to mention, if you already have an investment account, good idea not to have all your money in one place, especially if you are dipping in it, So when it comes to investing, you can actually dip in it when you need the money, even though you're not supposed to. But with all this uncertainty going on, at least it's a place that you can go to in cases of an emergency, even though you're not supposed to, right? So when it comes to investing, it's a good idea to not have all your money in one place. You may have one that you are dipping into for various reasons. Maybe you're not making enough money. Maybe you got laid off. Maybe you got fired. All kind of things going on. But then there should be a different location where you have money going to that you absolutely don't touch, no matter what. And so that is for the compound effect, but it's also just for security reasons, right? There are all kind of things going on, hackers in your system, people having their accounts hacked, things like that. So you want to have, your money in multiple locations, not just one. All right, so let's get started. And we are reading from Investopedia. Page 1. Before getting started evaluating your goals and support system, invest some time in yourself before creating an individualized investment plan. Investing is a long game with lots of wins and losses along the way. So you heard them, a long game when it comes to investing. If you're just starting out, sitting down and thinking through your big picture financial goals first can help you develop the right mindset and set you up for better outcomes. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is that they just got that first high-paying job and now investing is on the table for them. But they're never really set up for the systems and the habits and the behaviors that feed a good investment strategy. So systems, habits, behaviors. Says Nate Hoskin, certified financial planner, founder and lead advisor at Hoskin Capital in Denver. What's more, many people don't take the time to set realistic goals or any goals at all. So what is your goal? It's important to have a money goal. So by this age, I'm going to have this amount of money. So take the time to set the goal if you haven't done that already. Here's how to think about what's important to you, how to match your investment goals to your values, and how to develop the systems that will support your strategy. Page 2. Investing should be customized for the individual And there are going to be different seasons of life where you'll want to invest in different assets, says Hannah Moore, certified financial planner, founder of Guiding Wealth, a Texas based financial planning firm. What's most important is making progress toward your particular goals. Everybody still awake? How to set goals. These recommendations will help you develop the goals that are right for you. Make abstract ideals measurable. Hoskin asked his new client several questions, such as, what does retirement mean to you? And what does financial security look like? Once that vision is defined, the next step is to come up with a dollar figure that will support it and then break it down into achievable chunks. All right, so having some kind of vision in your mind. What does retirement mean to you? So, what does retirement mean to you? Feel free to chime in. Feel free to chime in. Have you thought about retirement? And what does it look like to you? The people around you that you see that are retired, is that what you want, or do you want something different? How do you see your retirement? Are you liking what you see with the people that are already retired? Put that in the comments. Do you like what you see of the people that are retired? Do you like it? If so, what do you like about it? And if you don't like it, how do you want things to be different for you? All right, so back to the magazine. What does retirement mean to you? And what does financial security look like? So they're saying get a vision. The next step is to come up with a dollar figure that will support it and then break it down into achievable chunks. So by retirement, you plan to have how much? Rather than telling someone to save and invest until they have collected $3 million, Hoskin might suggest that a client should start with maxing out a Roth IRA every year. For 2024, the total contributions you can make each year for a Roth can't be more than $7,000. $8,000 if you are 50 or older. Note that these contribution limits change annually. So they are saying to start with maxing out your Roth IRA. And $7,000 a year or $8,000 a year if you're 50 or older. Any do you agree? Do you disagree? All right. Prioritize your values. Goals should be determined by values, the way you value family. Does anybody watching me value family? Relationships. Does anybody watching me value relationships? Time. Anybody watching me value time? Goals should be determined by values, the way you value family, relationships, and time, and those are different for everyone. Got that right. Says Shane Ennett, PhD, CFA, CFP, Associate Professor of Finance at the Crowell School of Business at Biola University in La Mirada, California. Once you align your goals to your values, you intrinsically want to do it, and then everything becomes much more motivating. So, aligning the goals with the values. For example, someone who values travel and adventure will likely have a pretty different picture of retirement than someone who values family connections. Isn't that interesting? Why can't you have both? Someone who values travel and adventure will likely have pretty different picture of retirement than someone who values family. So they're saying it's either or. What do you say? I think can be both. It's depending on who you're with. One might downsize their home to go explore the world, which would require planning for a higher cost of living in retirement. So they're saying if you want to go explore the world, that would be a higher cost of living in retirement. The other might decide that it's more important to them to have a larger house to accommodate their children and grandchildren when they visit, which might mean taking payoff a priority or adding features and upgrades to the family home to help them age in place. So, which one do you want? Do you want to travel or do you want a family? Or do you want to find someone who likes to travel? I added that last option. Make room for short and long term goals. Long term goals, particularly when you're young, and are hard because they don't give you any early form of reward. Having short term goals is a great way to create that cycle of motivation. So they're saying make short goals so you can be motivated. Short term goals might temporarily divert some funds away from longer term investment goals, but finding the right balance can pay benefits in the long term too. When Moore pulled back on her own retirement contributions, for instance, that short term decision ultimately helped increase her earning potential and provided more flexibility for when she started a family, thus contributing to her long term goals in a different way. Be open to alternative paths. Just recently, Moore decided she wanted to spend more time with her extended family, who lives 1,000 miles away. But she realized there were numerous ways with different costs to achieve that goal. She could permanently relocate, buy a vacation home, visit periodically, or do weekly video calls. She decided on the middle ground approach of spending part of the summer visiting. You can do the same with your investment goals. For example, choosing a semi retired lifestyle could free up some discretionary income to help your kids pay for college. Understand your time horizon and risk tolerance. Investing isn't just playing the stock market. You can also invest in bonds or other lower volatility products, says Hoskin. Okay, so I think that bonds are not a good idea because they grow too slow. All right. That's really what will set apart those life milestone goals, like saving for a wedding from the longer term goal of retirement. Okay, so let's see short term financial goals. And they give some examples of short term goals saving for a new car or home down payment. Is anybody in that situation? Okay, another example of a short term goal. They say the short term goals will keep you motivated. Another example of a short term goal is saving for a wedding or a child on the way. Anybody in that situation? Mm, no comment. All right, another example of a short term goal home improvement. Mm. All right, so examples of long term goals retirement, college saving for a young child, building wealth for your loved ones to inherit. No comment. All right, so that is page 2 of this magazine. So far, what did you get out of it? Anyone? Feel free. The major thing that sticks out for me is the starting point. They recommend starting with a Roth IRA, $7,000 a year, or $8,000 a year if you are 50 or older. And with a Roth IRA, you don't have to depend on a job to do that. So that's a good thing, that you can invest on your own regardless of what your job is doing. Like some jobs don't even offer this, right? So if your job doesn't offer it, you still can invest, right? So you don't have to be dependent on the job. What you do is you go on over to a website, go to a brokerage account, and you sign up for the Roth IRA on your own. For example, go to Fidelity, go to Vanguard, and you sign up for the Roth IRA on your own. That way you don't have to be waiting around to see if the job is going to offer it or not. All right, so you don't have to waste a lot of time, waiting around to see if the job offers it or not. This is something that you can do on your own. All right. So what did you get out of these 2 pages? Anybody? Feel free to comment. So that is only page 2. I will be going through this magazine in the future, maybe twice a month, until we get through the entire magazine to see what they have to say. These are a lot of financial planners that are in the magazine. And I remember talking to a Jewish guy before, and I asked him about this whole idea of using a financial planner. And his opinion was, if anybody was going to make a mistake with his money, it was going to be him. So that was his opinion. What is your opinion? Feel free to put that in the comments. All right. Well, we will be going through this entire magazine periodically. All right. So do me a favor, if you like the channel, I need you to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. On your way out, don't forget to do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Don't forget to leave your comments, and don't forget to sign up for the free newsletter below. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you on the next video.